really cared about.
Oh, I love them. But
All right, we're live.
All right,
Wow.
we're
not
not
live. We're not live. I keep
on
on saying
tape.
that, but we're recording now. Hi, Scott.
Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for
Good.
asking.
Before I forget,
Yes, sir.
happy birthday to my beautiful daughter.
That's right, because she
Right.
heard it before,
'Cause
and she was like,
she-
"Dad, you're a
yeah.
rock star right now, but you neglected to do my
A couple
birthday."
weeks ago, I brought up April Fool's, April 1, and she said you didn't mention me. So I'm mentioning her now, Elizabeth. She's going to be a doctor in 2 weeks.
That's
3 weeks.
fantastic.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
It's very exciting.
you. So another beautiful
And-
day here in Sarasota,
Yep.
and we have a special guest.
We do. We're right here in front of Rise and Nyes. And Nicole Hancock is joining us from CineBistro
Hi, guys.
down in Siesta.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, thanks for coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, thanks for
thanks
coming.
for
Really?
being here.
We have you to thank for the Make-A-Wish Foundation event that happened a
was
couple
amazing.
weeks ago.
I'm still kind of floating from it. It was amazing.
It was
a big deal.
It was great.
Going into it, I mean, it was hard, obviously, to plan it on everybody, but it was fun. But then going there, and when Annika did her speech, and Annika, for all that are watching, was
Good thing it's a good thing there's no visual.
right.
Yes. We're good for radio. We're good for radio.
We
I'm
got
not
face
sure
it-
about
You got a
video.
face for radio.
I got a face for radio.
Face that radio loves.
She was the Wish girl, and her Wish family was there, and she did a speech, and it was my eyes moistened.
Yeah.
Like
You could hear a pin drop in that bar that
Oh my
day.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, and like so the mayor was talking, and you heard like blah 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 blah. She talks, nothing.
It
Like
was
you heard.
really
nothing.
incredible. That left an impact. Even from the standpoint of it, we escalated it to some of our corporate heads all over
Awesome.
all over the
good.
country,
Awesome.
and they were really, really impressed with that. So
Good.
it meant a lot to me to be able to host something like that, and I hope I can do more fundraisers. People can kind of see what we do with the space there, and we can bring more fundraisers into CineBistro.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was really
That was very
special.
generous of you.
Yeah,
And
no,
and,
it
Glad to do
and
it.
that's CineBistro. Yeah, that was awesome.
Happy
Yeah,
to do it.
and the place is fantastic. So you have another event coming up.
Well, we
Is
have
that-
quite a few events coming
Well,
up. I
yeah,
mean, right
plural.
now we're in the throes of the Sarasota Film Festival, which has been a fantastic year for it across the board. Great content, really good films, filmmakers in town, and great parties. So it's been a fun time right now.
Mhm. And is there something happening this evening?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Funny you mentioned that.
Oh wow! So I'm excited. Obviously, having been a fan forever, but we got this beautiful documentary about the Indigo Girls. It's called "It's Only Life After All," and it obviously sold out very quickly. But they're going to be here tonight, and that's a huge deal for me, for our theater, and for me as a fan, and I think for the community in general. So
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up. I know exactly who they are.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Is there a
Such
back door
talent.
off the alley that I can sneak in?
Don't
That's all I
you
want to
dare.
know. It's
Well,
sold
that's
out.
near my office.
Ding, 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 ding. The alarms
They
go
don't-
off.
I already have like 4 points of plan if they have to come in and out.
All right, so all 7 people
That's all on
listening to this
camera.
now know that you're going to be sneaking into CineBistro.
Well, what I think is going to happen, because the movie sold out, our theater spaces aren't huge, 90 seats. I think we will get a lot of overflow to be a part of the excitement of it all. So come
right.
to the bar. Come and hang out at the bar.
What time does it all start?
It'll start kicking off around 4:30 or 5. But it's exciting for the film festival. It was obviously it's super exciting for me as a fan. So I
course.
can't wait. I got to rein it in a bit.
You got to beat the poker face.
I got to put my Ritz-Carlton dealing with celebrity hat on when I get there.
So being new to Sarasota, is this annual?
Yes, this is the
Okay.
25th annual Sarasota Film Festival.
And
It's a big deal.
And tell me a little bit about what's been going on since the beginning of it. Was it last Saturday, Friday,
It
last
kicked
week?
off last Saturday. It's always about 9 days or so, and what they utilize the whole community for putting films up, because we have, we've got the municipal auditorium, which is where they can fit a lot of people, and they fit projection in there. You've got Burns Court, that's a part of it, my theater, and other places around town. Not to mention, private homes have private events. There's parties throughout town, so it's always been a really well-received and loved event in town. And
Yeah.
25 years is nothing to scoff at. It's really impressive.
Yeah, Rosemary District. They actually shut down 4th Street.
Yeah, we
last
had the
year.
street party
Had
last
a
night.
street party?
Yeah, it was there last night.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
they had
How
a,
was that?
They had a disco theme. It was a blast. Great party. Great band.
Jay
Probably 300 people.
Jay Leno was
He was
down.
here
I
this
guess he
week.
got,
He got
his,
an award.
his award, his Lifetime Achievement Award or something like that.
Yeah, and
So, yeah.
we have in the past and going into the future, there's always great celebrity, visitation and interviews and stuff here. So it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're an arts town. It's great to have such a, and it's a world renowned. Like, people know this film festival. So
And comes
Yeah,
right
glad to
back.
be a part of it.
Comes right back to the fact why we do this like on the street and why we do this here in Sarasota, just being a small but well-known little and I don't want to say a little secret because it's not a secret.
It's not a secret
anymore.
anymore.
But it kind of is like people think, okay, Sarasota, kind of cool, nice, but it really is a stop on the, people come here.
It does still stun people.
Yeah.
How, what we offer here. When I was a Ritz concierge in Sarasota for many, many years, so having that, like that feeling when you send somebody to one of your favorite restaurants like Selva and they come back the next morning going, I cannot believe the food in this town, or go to a show at Florida Studio Theater going, wow, this is world class. Yes, we're world class here. We offer everything.
Yeah, and I love when people go and ask, where should we eat? What do you like? I mean, like we're
So
downtown.
much,
You
yeah.
have every single thing within a block and a half of you.
Exactly.
It's just, right. What do you want?
And they're just adding and adding and adding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you go,
Yep.
Duval's for
growing.
seafood. You go to Tsunamis for sushi.
You throw a stone at you'll be at 12 restaurants.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
you
a matter
can't
of
throw
what
a
you're
stone
really
without hitting
looking
a
for.
Zagat restaurant somewhere. So no, it's a fantastic and always the weather pretty much like this.
Yeah.
We're sitting here luckily in the shade.
It's gonna be
It's gonna-
85 and sunny today, and tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after.
And pretty soon here with the upcoming beignet eating contest that we're gonna segue into here shortly.
Can't wait to see coverage on that.
Yeah, this whole thing is gonna be very very sunny. This table, so we're gonna be sweating our patooties off. But yeah, so no, this thing. So I guess it's the second annual. Were you here? Did you see it last year? You hear about it?
No, I'm aware of it, but I didn't. We
So-
were doing the film festival around the same time.
Yeah,
We did.
I'm gonna mark my calendar for the film festival next
I'll get
year
you the dates
I
when
didn't.
they roll it
yeah,
out. It's
yeah,
always this time of the year.
I was like blown
No,
away when I heard about it, and
And
I
then you
was
were
out
leaving.
for a couple
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And
Well, there
and I
are
texted
still-
Nicole. I said, "Tell me where I should be going this
There's
weekend."
still a lot today
A lot
and
going on.
tomorrow.
A lot of parties
It
still
ends
happening.
tomorrow, but there are a lot of movies still available at the Municipal Auditorium. So if you go to the SarasotaFilmFestival.com, you can see what's available. There's still plenty of movies to be seen.
Okay.
No, I definitely next year we definitely be covering this more because I wasn't able
Yes.
to. But
Right.
Kirsten
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
all over it. I'm
Yeah,
sure
all
on
over
What's
it.
Up Sarasota. Kirsten
And
Spoonseller.
Yeah.
she's a big
And-
supporter of everything.
Yeah, she
Everything.
loves. If anyone loved, I don't know if anyone loves Sarasota more than me because I love Sarasota quite a bit, but she's been doing this for years.
Years, yeah. It's very clever
Like-
what she started. She's got a great following, and she's just got nothing but love for this city and what it offers.
Yeah, has
Wait,
done-
what is her group?
Well, it's a group.
What's
She
Up,
actually
Sarasota?
does.
It's a page.
Yeah, it's not a group. That's a page. She has her own show. It's a web show
Oh.
called What's Up Sarasota.
What's up, Sarasota?
And she's been doing this literally for probably 15 years.
No kidding.
Like just
She's
like
got a
an
great
indie, not underground, but I mean just on her own. A
Yeah.
labor of love.
Yeah, labor of love. That's a good way
And
to
Joe's sponsors it. And so she goes around and she uncovers all the stuff that's going on. And I think she now has a spot there on.
put it. ABC7.
ABC7,
she
right?
sure does. Yeah, rightfully so. She should.
So she's well earned that. So she's like the events. In the know
what to do.
in Sarasota.
Yeah, she's a great site. Great to follow to see what's going on in town.
So, Nicole, tell us a little bit more about what you do at CMX, CineBistro, Siesta Key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Way to get the full name, Scott. That's
it's
a
a long name.
mouthful. That's a
It
mouthful.
is. It really is. I got hired there right around COVID, so it's been 3 years. Obviously, we shut down for a while, and I was hired as the event coordinator, which I've done for years and years and years. And obviously, when we reopened from the pandemic, it was a strange time, but people were coming in pockets of 10 of their families just to get a break when we reopened in October of 20. And then from then, bigger groups started getting together, and now it's pretty amazing. 30 days of the month, we probably have 15 events, so, spaced out. So we rent theaters for private parties and presentations. You can watch a game, watch your favorite team. We can put up anything that you can kind of catch at home on the big screen. We have, obviously, you guys know from the Make-A-Wish event, an enormous bar lounge, holds about 150 people, private dining room that you can do a smaller presentation in. We can do a lot of movie-related stuff, but then we can do a lot of party-related stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It is a lot of fun. I've got a lot of creative freedom there. We've done some neat stuff.
Yeah, so when I first went in, I first met Nicole, and we went in and we were kind of talking about it, and we wanted to do something. We didn't.
Right.
The Make-A-Wish thing wasn't really a thing at that point. So she showed me around in the theater and all that, and of course my gears are going.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, like you have Super Bowl parties there. You can rent out the entire theater, the space, and
Yeah, and he said, I need to think about this. You blew my mind. There's a lot I need
Yeah,
to process, and let's think about it. And almost 2 weeks later, he was like, I've got it.
yeah, please don't take me not talking a lot right now is like not paying attention.
Yeah.
In fact, just
You're
the
processing
opposite.
it.
I'm processing everything that you offer, and
And then
she
it
was
happened within a
fantastic.
month.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. It was a brilliant,
So we
brilliant
come
event.
up with ideas, and I think like you're gonna like some, you're gonna hate some, Nicole. And she essentially was just like, can do it, can do it, can do it. not that one. Okay, so we're all like,
I know what you're
I'm
talking
not even.
about.
I don't even want to know what that was. Yeah.
No.
Was it something to do
come
with
on, guys?
like
This is a family
a
show.
wrestling thing with short people or something?
No. It had nothing to do with.
Had nothing to do with that. It was more of a health code thing.
Yes, when I came to you and said, "Can we have height challenge people? And can we chuck them?" Yeah, and she said, "No, we
That's
can't
not
do
even-
that.
that's
because
not
it's
nice.
illegal in 5 states."
Generally, we can get away with a lot in there, and
Yeah.
it's just the space is vast and big, and you can be kind of creative in there. I've had a 7-piece mariachi band. We've had DJs. I've had surprise parties, anniversary parties, obviously fundraisers. So it's we've had private rentals that have a party at the bar. House of Gucci was a great example. James Bond was a great example of when people really started coming back to the movies. And now, the movies are great. The content this year is incredible. Movies are selling out. It's fun. It's a movie theater.
Okay, I'm going to bring up something that's probably like it shows my age, and it's going to be Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Love it. Did
so
one.
do it. Is there any plans in the future for? Because I grew up with that. I would go
100%.
up. I would dress up.
I had a private party do Rocky Horror Picture Show in March of 21. It was a birthday party, and I hired 2 local actors that that do Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they played the parts of Brad and Janet to lead the sing along, and then their guests all dressed up, and their Dr. Frankenfurter was mind-blowingly good. We did the time warp dance. We did a whole thing. So absolutely, a couple friends of mine from the theaters have been talking about doing Rocky Horror. So look for that in October.
Yeah. If that happened, in October.
I think so. Right around Halloween.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That makes sense. Yeah. Please let us know exactly when that is.
A couple weeks after that, we did a Grease private party. They watched Grease, and I hired actors to do Danny and Sandy.
Oh,
Riot.
nice.
It was a riot. So much fun. Yeah, we can do a lot of. It's very creative. We have a lot of freedom there.
Yeah, no, that place is
It's
a
a good
lot
time.
of fun. I'm looking forward to doing it.
Glad you mentioned Rocky Horror because I want to pack a theater for that.
Oh, yeah, we'll pack a theater.
We'll pack a theater.
We'll pack a theater for
So
that
that's
one.
our next event.
Yeah.
We just
We
figured
just
it
did it
out.
just now.
October. Done.
See, we
See?
spitballing things.
Just like that.
Just like this is just the podcast is like this. We're just kind of experimenting, just seat of our pants.
There
we
we
just
go.
came up with a great
We just
idea.
did. It's awesome.
That just happened, everybody, just now.
It did.
So you hear it here first. So yourself, tell us more about yourself, like personally. So how long have you been here?
I moved in 2008 from Michigan down to Anna Maria Island. I stayed 2 years on the island, and I loved being on Anna Maria. It was an amazing experience out there. And then I just needed to be in more of a city, so I got a job in Sarasota and moved into Bradenton for a while.
Right.
And then I met somebody and moved to LA, came back from LA for a couple of years, and I've been downtown Sarasota now since 2015.
And loving it, every second.
I love it here.
Yeah.
I will say that this community means so much to me. In this community, when things got really hard a couple of years ago, when I lost my partner, this community helped put me back together.
Yeah.
This community rallied around us and our family, and it's always been like that, but you really know you really feel it when something bad is happening.
Yeah, and that comes into what we were talking about before. Like everybody here seems to be happy and helpful and kind. Just for the reasons that we're thinking here is just because you're coming from somewhere else. That you're going through some tough times. From Chicago, from New York. Not to say anything bad about that because you love your area, but then you come here and you're like, wow, I don't have the hardships of there. No winters.
That makes a big difference.
You come here for some whatever reason, so
Right.
people tend to be more thankful and happy.
Well, yesterday,
In my
I was
opinion-
talking about
my
that
opinion.
yesterday. Remember, I said I wanted to if I could just pack up all my family and move them here, it'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
That's the hard part. I've got
There's
loved
like-
ones, all
yeah.
in Michigan and
Yeah.
South Carolina, and that part's hard.
I was sending them video of our PSA for the eating contest, and they're like, "Oh, this is really cool. It looks like a lot of fun tomorrow." I go, I wish I could just pack you all up and come
Just
down
come
here,
down.
but it is what it is.
The community, when you get into the right circles and you find your people in town, it's really. There's a lot of love here, and there's a lot of encouragement. There's a lot of business associations. We do a lot of networking here, but when you find your group here, it's an incredible place to live. This community means a lot to me.
So what would comprise like a good evening for you? Like what would you like to go out, like the things here, like where would you
Away
go to
from
eat?
the theater.
Where would you go to eat?
Like to go to a movie, eat popcorn. I'm avid theater goer, so I'm at Florida Studio Theater Players across the area a lot. I love live theater. But I'm very social, so work is very social, and I've always been that way. So sometimes I need to not be. So just sitting home with my cats sometimes is all I want to do, and I'm going to binge watch Ted Lasso or something. I need enough quiet time to be out there doing what I do all the time as well.
I totally relate to that too, and maybe you can as well, Scott, because like we're always out kind of doing stuff.
Yes.
And there's just times you just want to go home and just stare at a TV.
Yeah, and it puts you back. It helps
watch
you.
Watch yourself some Sons of Anarchy or something.
Exactly, something
Is
light.
that gone anymore?
Something light.
I
Like
think
Sons
that's
of
gone.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
But I love being able to pop downtown in an Uber and kind of hit some of my favorite spots. So last night after the street party, I popped over to Cafe Epicure, which these places are like home to me.
Mm-hmm.
Selva all day long. I'm at Selva often, and there's so many new
you
restaurants
should ask
popping
for
up.
Frank. That's my son-in-law. He works over there.
I might know Frank.
Yeah,
if I've
he's
seen him.
short, stocky.
Okay. I'll take a
gentleman,
peek.
Dark hair, very nice.
Some of these places too that have had a lot of
Treat
the
my
same
daughter
staff.
well, Frank.
You heard it here, Frank.
You heard it here. I will kill you.
There's a lot of places that have the same ownership or the same serving team or the same, from a hospitality standpoint. It's so nice to see that. So you feel like these places are your home. And obviously there's so much to offer around the whole area, but obviously you can't beat a day on the boat or down at the beach. But for me, downtown is kind of where it's at, and it has been for a while.
And where are you downtown? Without going specific.
Just on the other side of Mound.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And then I was very lucky, though. In 2010, I lived in the beautiful and magical Francis Carlton Apartments next to Florida Studio Theater.
The pink building.
You'll know it if you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it was a
historical.
magical time. So I lived right downtown. And that helped set me up. I worked at the Ritz. I lived downtown. It helped set me up to know the area really well and to get accommodated to what was happening so I could talk to people coming into town about it.
Now, did you own? Did you own in there and you renting?
Lifelong renter.
Either way.
Lifelong renter.
Yeah. No, that's a beautiful building.
It's a beautiful, magical, mysterious building. I can't believe I got to live there.
Yeah, that and also Library Muse. The Library Muse right there across from the library. There's kind of a nice little eclectic little villas right over there. You familiar with where that is?
I am, but I can't picture it.
It's right next to the collection, that new white building right across from the library, the tall one.
Okay.
To its left. Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
I haven't had enough coffee from Rise and Eyes yet.
Oh my God, yeah. It's caffeine content's quite high.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's where we are. We're in front of Rise and Eyes.
Yes,
we didn't bring that
we
up.
digress.
Yeah, we jumped right into getting Nicole
We're so
on
excited
here.
Nicole was here. All right, so yes,
So
again,
sweet.
Rise and Eyes, a fantastic coffee, beignet. No, I'm sorry, beignet. And ice cream place.
Or Big Net.
Or Big Net, as the pros call it. And they're just a fantastic organization owned by Beaver Shriver. If you're here, you know about it. If not, please come by.
Yep.
It's a fantastic cause. And the food is fantastic.
Speaking of, to kind of segue onto Rise and Eyes, obviously the mission behind it and everything, it's amazing. And on Wednesday this week, there's an organization in town called Adventures for All. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they empower different youth that might not be able to do certain things. Mm-hmm. And so they have a film about their organization that we're going to be screening. It's a private party on Wednesday, but it's called Adventures for All. So if you're interested in something like Rise and Eyes, you might be interested in Adventures for All. It's really beautiful.
Now, actually,
their mission is beautiful.
So I was speaking with Amanda, the manager over here, and her brother Joey. Mm-hmm. I guess she had that documentary done on him.
Oh.
And he was she mentioned that at CineBistro sometime this week or
That's
next
Wednesday.
week. Okay,
that's my event. It's the same thing. So somebody's featured in it?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 of them. Correct.
That's right. Okay.
Chase Petty heads that up. So we've been working together to screen his movie on Wednesday at the theater. So again, great community involvement, amazing mission. So that their movie is going to be on Wednesday night.
So I got the newsletter for Rise and Eyes, and in there was a link to a documentary about Joey, and Joey is Amanda's brother, right?
Yep.
And he works here. He's a Sarasota icon. People love him, and
maybe
it's
come by on
fantastic.
Wednesday.
And I actually really do want to come by and just check
Keep
it
me
out.
posted. It's almost sold out, so I can message me and I'll
if
figure
you
it
don't
out with Chase. Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll do
it's
that.
such
do
a
that
great
today.
mission. Again, all these community partners getting together and supporting each other. It's really an amazing thing. It's nice to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, this place is fantastic, and I always thank Beaver. And this is the first place we started doing and he allowed us to come out here. It's
right,
like,
I noticed
of course.
that.
Come on out here, do your experimental thing, crash and burn in front of my place.
It's still experimental. 8
Nothing's
weeks
lost
later.
on me.
Yeah, no, it's still, but everything is not. It gets better. The sound quality gets better.
No,
the guests get
We're lucky
better.
to get guests out here that we actually schedule people instead of tackling them walking by. I feel much better about this.
Anybody that knows me, I would tackle you to get on the mic every Saturday.
No, it was kind of funny because we do this, and at times we go over to Gator Club, and
Sure.
we're like all set up, and And we were going to at some point probably have an exterior speaker that people can kind of hear what's happening. But right now people go by us and they just see us doing our thing.
Oh, it's very clever to start it off like this because they have to look for it now.
But then they're afraid to
come over. We can't get people to sit and talk. So I said, we got to start scheduling people.
That's smart. That's
and you were the first one.
So
oh, my God, I'm so tickled.
So we give them the fuzzy eyeball kind of as they're walking in going, you, come on. Come here. Just sitting there like,
I think scheduling people is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was my idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
He's a smart one.
Thanks for asking.
He's a smart one.
No, this is so much fun. I love what you guys are doing. You bring such energy to being new in town. You guys bring such energy to the city and to what you're trying to do and bring attention to things that maybe should be brought to people's attention. So what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
It's impressive.
And it's kind of like the middle ground of media. Like the news necessarily won't be here for this.
Sure.
But we will.
Right.
And at some point, this will go out to the people that we listen to this. And then, to the group, we'll post it to the group so they do get attention because they deserve to get.
Exactly. And we're all here to support the community.
And it's all friendliness and kindness.
Yep.
There's no
right
news talk, there's no politics,
No,
there's anybody gets over there and they start being a little whiny, we just throw them off.
Hey, what do you think about those roundabouts?
Yeah. That's his question to everybody from out of town.
I always ask that.
He always asks that.
I'm waiting for the person.
Well, ask Nicole that. Nicole, what's your thought on the roundabouts?
I can't stand them, but I understand, I guess, why we need them, but I don't love them yet, and I certainly don't love the big one up on 41.
All right, so
not quite bought in yet.
That's a very good answer. I'm waiting for the person to say, I just hate them blanketly, for no good reason.
Got to give it a shot. Somebody decided they were the right thing to do. It's tricky.
Mark's a big fan. Just so you know, he's a huge fan.
I am a fan.
Yeah.
But because people need to know how to do them, and I understand what Nicole's saying because they don't know how people don't know. How
I just go. I just go.
He just ignores the yield
They have
sign.
brakes.
There's no yield.
Everybody else has brakes.
Here I am.
All right.
Yield to the left.
You're part of the problem there. Now we know.
Yield to the left, except for Scott. I actually did have a gentleman, and so I'm coming out, and it's yield to the left, obviously.
Yeah.
And so you got the people, and they're going around the roundabout, and in the circle, they'll stop, thinking that they're doing me a favor.
Yes, don't stop in the circle.
And the guy's like this. He's like getting indignant with me. Go. I'm like, dude, you got the right of way, man. Like,
if
you're
you're in the circle, you go. You
will
just don't
kill
stop.
a few people with what you're doing right now.
Don't stop if you're already in the circle. So. Yeah, we should hand out instruction manuals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there should be. You should grab them as you're going.
Even for locals, some of us we don't. But there's so many of them now. You kind of get used to it.
Tune in to AM 520 for instructions of the circle you're about to go through.
Hand it out at all the hotels. Teach the concierge and front desk agents to tell people how to handle them, especially going to the beach.
It's like a love-hate relationship.
It is, understandably.
No,
but it's progress,
I get why people don't like it, but it's part of trying to make the infrastructure bigger for all the expansion Sarasota is happening, going through right now.
Which we're all feeling, so we all have to be a little patient and kind with each other with all of it.
So here at 11 o'clock, and Scott is... Oh, okay. I was just taking a picture. Okay. So 11 o'clock... We are having an event here at Rise and Eyes, and it is. Wait, we're gonna pretend we're not looking, Scott.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
And it's going to be a beignet eating contest.
How many people do you have signed up for this?
It's. I think Beaver said there's about a dozen or so.
It's a lot of beignets.
That's okay. So apparently the record is 3.5 beignets.
Oh my God. Beignet.
Gosh darn it!
3.5.
3. Look at the beignet.
Are
they big?
Did you see me on Wednesday night?
They're fairly large.
Eating those?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get one container of water.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And 3.5, I think, was the record last year.
Okay.
To me, doesn't sound like a huge amount of beignets,
lot at all.
But I'm going to get cocky. I don't want to get cocky. Yeah. And then some 12-year-old girl downs 17 of them, and I'm talking all this. Suck it.
Nice try, old man.
I heard all that smack you were talking. How do you like them apples?
3.5. What a joke.
That's
all right, then I'll be excited to see that later.
Yeah, 11 o'clock should all be going down, and we'll be interviewing some of the contestants.
Great.
Oh,
that'll be
and then
fun.
probably one of us will be taking some people to the hospital. In fact, Scott will probably have to take
Somebody's
me to the
getting
ER.
diabetes today.
Somebody. Yeah, I should be back after my stomach bump. It should be fine. It'll be a lot of fun.
It should be a good time. No, it's great.
That's all. And if anyone watched, the group, I Love Downtown Sarasota, the group, not the page, please sign up. they'll see that we talked a lot of smack on our videos
Yeah,
on there, and
I know you do.
But it's just like it's all in fun.
It's all in
and
fun.
for a great,
it's a great,
cause.
It's great. It's just a great, fun, silly thing to do. We need more of that. Life can be hard.
Yeah.
It's nice to see lightness and fun, and that's what you bring to all of the stuff you're doing. It's all just very light and fun, and you're building this community. And
Thank you.
even the whole idea behind the Make-A-Wish was to bridge the big Siesta Key group, the big Sarasota group. I think that was brilliant.
And bringing awareness. To the, and as actually was as a result of that too, she was able to speak with PopStroke. So she's now speaking with PopStroke, and they may be doing something.
Carrie. Make-A-Wish, great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yep. So it's just
We
we raised
from
some
that.
money.
We sure did. That was impressive.
But it was also about just awareness, which was spoke volumes.
It did. It really did. It resonated with the community. It was a collaborative effort, and I'm really proud of it.
So how many beignets do you think you're going to have, Nicole?
I'm going to maybe pick some up and bring them to CineBistro, make some friends with my management team.
Mm-hmm. Is that after the contest? You're going to go ahead and throw some down?
I actually need to get up there soon so we can start doing what we need to do for the big
no
night
worries.
tonight.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank you
out.
for having me. I love this.
I've
We'll
still
do
got
this
my,
any
Come
week.
back again.
Oh, I will.
still got some of my Batman voice now.
My
Like,
friends are like, you're going on a podcast, or they're never going to get you to go away. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Well, we'll have you on after, your
Come back
whole
in a couple
festival's
weeks.
over,
Yeah,
and you
I'd
can
love to.
tell us how it all
I
went.
absolutely
and
will.
also at any time too, come and help co-host.
Love
like-
that.
Bring the Indigo Girls.
I'll see what I can do.
And we'll give you the
But
portable podcast.
I'll
You
think
can
of,
take it.
I know, or I'll just sneak it in. I will, and I'll come up with some things that might work out really, really well for this. I'll try to think of some people that you'd enjoy
Yeah,
interviewing.
definitely.
Yeah.
Co-host would be a blast. I'd love that.
No, but this actually lends itself really well to doing stuff like that because again, we got Brian Bird
Right,
coming.
right.
But then even like comics that come to McCurdy's.
Sure,
You
you
know,
can get
we
them over
interview
here.
them
Yeah.
over here. You know, we got just, and ultimately, I want to say ultimately because everybody's important, but it'd be kind of cool if like Brian Johnson would come to, come over here and sit down
Yeah.
and talk
Stephen
to
King,
us
Jerry
laddies
Springer.
about real
I'm
estate.
pining for Jagger.
Jerry Springer, bring him
He
over here.
lives locally,
Stephen
right?
King.
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah,
King.
yeah.
That would be amazing.
All these famous
So
people.
Steve, Brian, Bry, as
I
I like
think
to call you.
I'm guessing in a couple months they'll be calling us.
Shoot.
Ooh, more smack
you
talk.
just,
More smack
you
talk.
just jinked us, right? All right,
good
we're
luck
going to
with
wrap it
all
up
that,
right
fellas.
now. That was the last episode of Sarasota Street Talk.
Exactly. With Scott, anyway.
With Scott. All right, Nicole,
Thank
thank
you guys
Nicole,
so much.
thank
This
you.
is
Have a
delightful.
great
Thank you
night
so
tonight,
much. Thank
and,
you.
we'll
I'll
see
keep
you
you posted
soon.
on it. But come by the bar at CineBistro if you're interested.
We might
Definitely
do
will.
that tonight.
And I'll contact you later on about Wednesday.
Yeah.
As far as their
I'll tell you. I'll reach out to the guy to see how many tickets are left.
fantastic.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a great day.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you,
Thank you, Nicole.
Sarasota.
All right. See?
Oh,
That was
great
good
fun.
stuff.
Fantastic. Good.
Great fun.
Yeah,
Lot-
great stuff.
A lot of
awesome.
fun. And she's
So much
always
fun.
a blast.
When do you
She is.
play it? Later?
It should probably go up by tomorrow. I'm going to go and
Okay.
edit it tonight.
It's
right.
Sarasota-StreetTalk.com.
Yeah, I'll go follow it all the things. Send me the pictures.
Yep.
Your picture is on Facebook.
And send one to her phone.
Okay.
I love
I'll
it.
talk
Oh,
to
yeah.
you guys later. I'm going
Okay.
to get some beignets to go.
All right.
All right.
Fantastic. Have a fantastic day.
Bye,
Kiss,
guys.
kiss, kiss, kiss. All right. Always a great interview. She's fantastic.
She is. I
And
like her.
like the ideas, like the energy she had, as far as like doing the Make-A-Wish thing.
Right?
She came up with things like I'll be like, hey, can we do this and this? She's like, yeah, we can do that, but we can also do this and this. And I didn't even think about that. And so it turned out very, very well as a result of Miss Nicole.